My favorite film scene. Well, I'd say maybe it's probably maybe it's King Kong when he climbs the Empire State Building. I've always loved that. I mean, the old King Kong, the 1933. And you know, if you want another one.
No, that's quite sufficient. Do you know why?
Well, it's probably because there's something crazy about that scene, because you know, you see an obvious unreal thing happening. It's you know, all those magical elements that make cinema what it is are in there. There's technicalities, effects. There's a complete hysterical idea of an ape climbing up a building, and yet he's kind of protecting this girl, and he's in love with this girl, and then he ultimately dies, and there's big melodrama involved, even though it's a big monkey and a white woman, and the whole hysterical potential of the scene, I think, very much indicates where cinema can go without being ridiculous.
What would you like to be remembered for?
I don't think I can decide on that.
Do you have something that you always do during your trips, like coming here?
I actually always try to get a glimpse, or I try to sneak away from everything for at least half an hour and get a private moment in the place that isn't my home, and just walk around and have a coffee somewhere, instead of just, you know, diving into the tunnel of a film festival, or diving into the world that surrounds the movie that I'm representing. So to get out of it and get an outside perspective, which then of course is much more a private memory that I'm keeping then.
Some ordinary streets or something like that. What is your biggest source of inspiration?
My life.
What is people's first impression of you, do you think?
Oh God, that's a very psychological question. Because, I mean, before you can answer it, you need to be able to even have an idea about your impression, which means you have to be able to step outside yourself sometimes and imagine other people watching you in a more distanced way. You need to be able to distance yourself from yourself. And as much as I've been able to accomplish that, I believe that my impression is that I am probably, or that I have some social skills that I think are helpful for people to approach. And then it's probably difficult to hold on to me.
How can film contribute to make the world a better place?
I think it has a real big impact, because it is the art form that people nowadays talk about most, experience most, and live through most. So, you know, I think we have enormous opportunities in filmmaking to enhance reflexive processes, and I think that's what films should do. They should invite other people to think.
Great. And where do you live now?
Oh, in Berlin.
In Berlin.
Yes.
And how old are you?
44.
Okay.